Welcome everybody to another edition of WCW 2006 here in GW 2020 as we're continuing on the road to Great American Bash, as is the Go Home Nitro and Revolution, as we start out with the announcers putting that over. Great American Bash in 6 days, AJ Styles versus Cassidy is your main event, as that gets to 71. And we go to our opening match, the 8-man tag set up last week, and it is a total mess of a match, as you'd expect here. We get big spots, Ray Jr. flying around, Matt Sydal flying around, Caster Riley being a prick, Noble hitting suplexes, Gordy brawling, Eddy and Goldberg, Eddy avoiding Goldberg, Goldberg doing Goldberg stuff in the ring. And eventually what happens is, there's a big old mess, everybody flying around. But eventually Ray Gordy is the last man left in the ring with Bill Goldberg. And as you expect, that did not go well for Ray Gordy as a boom spear, boom jackhammer, 1, 2, 3. The match itself gets an 80. Sydal gets a 71, Ray Jr. gets a 94, Rave gets a 64, Goldberg gets an 86, Ray Gordy gets a 64, Noble gets an 88, O'Reilly gets a 63, Eddy gets a 94. But as Goldberg is celebrating, boom, in comes Eddy Guerrero from the back with a chair shot. He drops Eddy, and then he hits a Goldberg in the gut, picks him up, brainbuster on the chair to a big pop, 73, as the announcers put over that, Eddy Guerrero's got a last one shot before they meet in the ring in 6 days at Great American Bash. Good little post-match angle here as we go to the back. And Jeremy Borash is with Unity Music and Molly Mayhem, as Borash asking about the upcoming tag match at Great American Bash versus Trisha Sky and Celine Cartier. And Music says, I'll be honest, Trisha Sky, the squad legend of the women's business, Celine Cartier, two names with histories in this company, no doubt. But here's the thing, they're both living in the past. They once stood upon the division, but that was then, and this is now. Cartier, she's a desperate woman, grasping whatever she can to stay relevant. And Trisha's the one stepping in the ring and thinks it's just going to be another highlight for her career. But let me remind Celine that neither of them are preferred what Molly and I bring to this division. You see, European Disunion is just about winning, it's about domination. And then, Molly steps in and sort of hyperactive way says, that's right, they can bring all their history and glory, but when they step in the ring with European Disunion, all they're going to get is pain and chaos. We're this tag team division, and Cartier went in for a rude awakening. Everything's tagging with Trisha's going to save her. Trish, whoa, you think you're going to walk in here with your moves and take our titles? No chance. You might be a legend in your own mind, but we're going to show her what happens when you step in our world. We're not playing games. We're here to destroy. And Athena's just sort of like, why do we let this in that? But anyway, she continues. My partner's trying to say is, no matter who they bring, no matter who, their accolades won't be enough. We're the champions for a reason. We don't need to shout or scream about it. When we step in that ring, Trisha and Celine will learn firsthand what weapons we step into to face the team as precise and destructive as European Disunion. 63, not bad. Again, doing the little, oil and water. And then we cut backstage, where the chosen few are, backstage. Tolan still looks a little bit confused about it with the group. But then American wanted to step forward, and Storm says, well, look who it is. Chosen few, you boys still riding high on screwing us over last week's. And Jarrett's like, screwing you over, slap nuts. Storm, Harris, you boys just gonna get the job done. That's on you. The chosen few doesn't need to play fair, we just play smart. And I see you still haven't found yourselves a partner for the Great American Bash. Kind of sad, don't you think? Don't you worry about it, Jess. We'll find a partner, and when we do, we're gonna take you and your little crew apart, because the chosen few ain't nothing special. All you got are your dirty tricks and that big mouth of yours. And then in comes Lance Storm. And Storm says, if I can be serious for a moment, you see, I've got nothing on my schedule for Great American Bash, and I'd be happy, how do you put it, Harris, takes him apart. And Jarrett's like, you think that's going to scare me? You're looking at a former world champion, legend in the business, and two of the best in the world. You boys might think you got to figure it out, but you ain't seen nothing yet. And Lance is like, I don't need to scare you, Jarrett. I just need to outrust you, and trust you. And trust me, I will. Jarrett's like, you know what, Slapnuts? I'll tell you what. You think you're so good? You want to get that ring tonight, prove it? Well, let's do it one-on-one, you and me. And then at the Bash, we'll set us once and for all. So there you go, setting up a singles match for later. 71, not bad. Storm didn't do great, but it's Lance Storm. What can you do? And then we have our big 6-woman tag as the new Captivation of Penny Grable, Liz Dumas. Oops, that should be Lexi James, not Lizzie Dumas. Ignore that terrible booking. That should be Lexi James. I'm bad at my job. God damn it. Anyway, they win in 10 minutes when Grable pins Lila with the gender roll. Roller through it's the Chaos Theory. 10 minutes, 63. Jonah gets a 45. Ivy gets a 49. Alexander gets a 60. Penny Grable gets a 61. Dr. gets a 56. Dang it, I can't believe I messed that up. Oh well. Post match, Grapple mocks Alexander. Basically, standing above her. Saying she's going to win the title. As Alexander just stares back defiantly. As that's our women's title match coming up at Redrum Bash. Penny Grable versus All That Alexander with the women's championship on the line, and this gets a 61, like I said. And then we cut backstage, where we have basically AJ Styles in one of the in the bowels of the building, and the world champion is preparing for his title defense here, and then he's blocked by Kenzo Suzuki and Yang and Ninkyo, of course flanked by Cece Keebler, and Cece Keebler says, I mean, have a word with you. You walk around like you're untouchable, but what you don't understand is these are the rules of engagement. You can play the good guy all you want, but where they come from, honor is luxury. Kenzo, Yang, Ninkyo, we don't play by those rules. Tonight, we're going to remind you that even the face that's run this place can get broken. And, it's likely there's going to be a 2-on-1 beatdown when all of a sudden Kaz appears from the shadows. And Kaz, speaks in, halting English and says, honor is important. We must win, man to man. No tricks. And Stacey's like, what the hell are you doing? This is not what we discuss. Kaz stands firm. And it looks like Kaz wants a fair fight at the Redrum Bash. Okay, I guess. As this gets a 69. Because you're rated people who probably shouldn't have been. And then we cut backstage where Alex Wright and Brother Ray are. And, we have Alex Wright, standing looking all scary and out, Alex Wright, and then Brother Ray is, of course, pissed and says, Alex Wright says, tonight on Nitro, you'll be something truly special, something legendary. I, Dust Wunderbar, the greatest wrestler to come out of Germany, you'll team with Brother Ray, a man who, like me, knows what it takes to dominate in the ring. You see, Brother Ray and I are very different. He's like a madman, chaos, destruction, tables. Well, I prefer, shall we say, more fine-tuned approach. But that doesn't matter tonight. What matters is we are united in one goal, and that is to destroy Ken Anderson and the truth. And Brother Ray then says, yeah, right. We're right at one thing. We're damn different. You want to talk about being that Wonder Bar, whatever. I don't need your fancy words or your trash style to prove my point. I get in the ring. I beat people down. Simple. That's who I am. I don't care about technique. I care about leaving people on their backs. But don't get it twisted, right? After tonight, we're done. We ain't friends. We ain't partners. And we're and allies. After I take care of Ken Anderson, tonight, I move on to the truth at the pay-per-view. That man had the audacity to turn his back on me. Man who had his back for months. He's got on the hard way. I don't get from him to disrespect me. So you, right, keep hurting the game tonight because I'm focused on one thing. Hurting people. And the truth, he's next. And Alex like, I understand. We're not here for friendship. That's make it dangerous tonight. You want to hurt Anderson? You want to hurt the truth? Fine. I'm going to sort Anderson in my way for interrupting my path to greatness. And at the bash, I will dismantle him piece by piece and show the world what true wrestling excellence like. He's nothing but a loudmouth, an obnoxious buffoon who thinks being a loud fool makes him great, but there's nothing great about Anderson. There's nothing wonderbar about him. And let me assure you, Brother Ray, I will handle my business. Anderson will not be a problem. You're the truth. At Redrum Bash, I will arrive victorious, and you can do what you do best, cause destruction and chaos, but tonight we have the same goal, to help Anderson and the truth, and you should know what it's like to be in the ring with the best. And Brother Ray's like, the best, you have to live up to that, because if you get in my way tonight, right, we're going to have a problem. As long as you keep your mouth running about Anderson, not me, we're good for now. And right, I'm not worried, because I'll do what I my best, win. And you can do what you do your best, destroy. And then, Brother Ray walks away, and Wright finishes off by saying, Ken Anderson, you're not Wunderbar, you're an obstacle. And a great American match, I remove that obstacle and keep my rise to the WCW. And for tonight, just a preview, Anderson, truth, get ready to experience the pain of being in the ring with the best. So pretty simple heel promo, setting up the, tag team main event later tonight, which gets us an 88. Then we have our tag team match to preview the 8-person tag, and it's Brother Ray. It's ODB, it's Lashley, it's Morrigan, and it's Redrum, and it's basically a 7-minute brawl. Like, nothing fancy here. Things get wild. Lashley and Redrum start brawling on the outside. In ring, Morrigan gets advantage and is able to get the pinfall on ODB after about 7 minutes. But like I said, nothing really fancy here. They have Redrum and Morrigan have no chemistry as partners. That's not the end of the world because they don't care about them teaming. But yeah, nothing fancy here, just a setup. As this gets a 64 overall. Lashley gets a 46. ODB gets a 62. Redrum gets a 53. Morrigan gets a 44. But then post-match, the fight continues, and Evolution get a measure of revenge as Ric Flair and Cesaro comes in, and despite Raven and Prophet getting involved, the babyfaces get a bit of revenge and chase, and the Nest have to retreat for the moment before the 8-person tag at Great American Bash, and this gets a 61. And then we're backstage once again with Stacy Keibler as she confronts AJ Styles in the back, and she says, oh, you're real smug now. You think you're safe because Cass stopped the attack earlier? Here's the thing: you may have won the battle, but trust me, you won't win the war. And you're like, your word, Stacy? You're scared your meal ticket might actually be a man of honor? Maybe he's not as dependent on you and Ninkyo as you think. And Stacy's like, don't get cocky, Styles. I've got one last message from the home office in Japan, and I'm going to deliver it tonight in the ring, right to Cass's face. Trust me, you haven't won anything. So there you go. Set up for something later, and this is a short little promo, and it gets to 71. And then we have our Ken Anderson and the Truth promo. They're backstage as well, setting up for their big tag match later on tonight. And, Anderson says, tonight, it's me and the Truth standing toe-to-toe to the biggest piece of the trash WWE has to offer Alex Wright and Brother Ray. But let's be real for a second. Right? You're probably back there looking at you practicing your little Death Wonder bar speech or whatever you do. But understand thing, you don't have the guts, the heart, or the brain to step in the ring with someone like me. Before I tear that damn thing full, Alex Wright once more. Truth, you got a lot on your plate, don't you? Brother Ray, what a guy whine and cry about respect, loyalty, and all the garbage for months, only to turn his back on the one guy who has his back the most, you. And Truth's like, yeah, man, you're damn right, I got a lot on my plate. Ray, for months, I stood by your side. We're part of the Nest. We're about to prove ourselves. I had your back. You came to me talking about respect, talking about people didn't give you the credit you deserve. You said you were tired of being overlooked, man. Instead of fighting like a man, instead of earning that respect like I thought we were doing together, you went and turned your back on me, Sam Ray. You stabbed me in the back, Ray. You turned your back on everything we fought for, everything we stood for. You didn't just betray me, you betrayed yourself, man. You showed the whole world that when the pressure's on, when the lights are brightest, you have the guts to stick it out, you have the heart to stand tall. So, you can talk about being a street survivor all you want, but you're going to see, Ray, I'm the truth. I'm the realest thing you ever stood in that ring with. And when done with you, there aren't going to be no questions left about respect. You're respecting when I leave you laying in that ring, looking at the lights, asking for yourself what went wrong. And then Ken says, as for you, Alex, let me just say this. What's helping you? You used to be this goofy dancing schmuck. You pranced about around WCW years like you were auditioning for the next season of Dancing with the Stars, and now you walk around with your nose in the air like you're some kind of wrestling genius, talking about honor, scale on your Death Wonder bar. Well, let me break it down for you, right? You call yourself whatever you want. When you step in the ring with me, it's going to be one thing, and one thing only. A long, painful night for you. I'm the fastest rising star in WCW, and yeah, I get it. Some people don't like the way I do things. Some people don't like the way I've got a big mouth, but the truth is, right, that's what separates me from you. I don't just talk the talk, I back it up every time I step in the ring. You're living off this outdated notion. Technical wrestling is the be-all, end-all. Newsflash, right? Be a good wrestler isn't enough. What matters, who can get inside the other guy's head, who can play the game better, who can beat the other guy before the bell rings. Trust me, right at the Bash, I'm not going to beat you, I'm going to embarrass you. I'm going to stay in Germany, do whatever what it is you do over there. You think you're the best, you're nothing. At the name of the event, it'll preview what's coming your way. And then True Substance says, Brother Ray, man, I hope you're listening. Tonight's just the beginning. You made your choice. You decided you're turning your back on respect, on loyalty. Now you got to pay for that choice. And after taking you tonight, after King takes it right, we can send you to pack with your tails between your legs at the Bash, and that's the damn truth. Oh, one more thing, right? Right, when it's all said and done, you'll be asking yourself the same question everyone asks for in the ring. Who in the hell is this guy? The answer is Ray is Ken Anderson. So there we go. 84. Good promo setting up the main event later tonight. Then we've got a series of quick promos to basically hype the pay-per-views. As we got first Trisha Sky and Celine Cartier. As Trisha says at the Great American Bash, it's time for me and Celine to remind everybody about we're the best in the world. Molly, Busick, you might think you got the upper hand with those tag titles around your waist, but make no mistake, you're stepping in the ring with two women who won't back down for a fight. And Celine then says, you see, Trisha and I, we won the champions before. We know it's fight's time for top spot. So, Disunion, you've had a little taste of the gold, but that's where it ends. At the Great American Bash, we're coming for the titles, and trust me, you've never seen a team as hungry as we are. So get ready. We step in the ring, we're not coming to fight, we're coming to win. And then Celine says, we're going to have those tag titles after the pay-per-view, and you'll just be another team left in our dust. And then Trish says, and Penny, don't think I forget about you. After I take these belts, I'm coming for you one-on-one, and you'll see why Trisha Sky still means the best in the business. and the sky's the limit for the both of us. Then we cut to Ray and Sydal as Ray says, every time we step in that ring, we represent the best in tag team wrestling. At the Great American Bash, it's going to be no different. We're going to bring the fight to Southern Syndicate, and we're going to walk out still WCW World Tag Team Champions. And Matt says, Jamie Noble, Ray Gordy, you think you've got our number? You think just because Noble's beaten Ray before, it means you got the edge? Well, you don't know what you're in for. We're in A. We're defending these titles against the best in the world, and you're just the next two guys in line to learn why we're the champs. And Ray says, that's right. Noble, Gordy, you're tough, no doubt about it. But we stayed tough before, and we've always come out on top. At the Bash, we're doing our best, fly high, fight hard, and keep those titles where they belong with us. And then last but not least, we've got Cassidy O'Reilly with Misty, and Cassidy O'Reilly says, we're looking at the Cruiserweight champion, the hottest thing in WWE right now, and let's be honest, there's nobody in the locker room who's on my level. Not Maverick Chance, not Shannon Moore, not Great Suzuki, not Demi Ray, not nobody. At the Great American Bash, I'm prove once again why I'm the top dog in this division. And then Misty steps forward and says, Demi Ray, sweetie, you had your fun last week. We know it's a fluke. Cassidy is the future of this division and the present. At the Bash, we're going to show the world just why this title is never leaving his waist. And Cassidy says, Rave, I've seen your kind before, desperate for attention, flashy, trying to take a spotlight. But at the Bash, I'm shutting you down. I'm walking out with this title, and there's you or anybody else can tell you about it. Get ready to watch greatness in action. Sure, there's some quick promos to remind people of some big matches at the pay-per-view. This is cut to 68, which is about what I expected. Nothing too fancy here. As we move forward here at Nitro. As about Jeff Jarrett versus Lance Storm. Back and forth match. 81. Thought I was hoping for a little better, but probably should have been a little better. But this is sort of the match you'd expect. Storm being Storm, doing his technical stuff. Jarrett fighting back with his brawling and some technical stuff of his own. I bet we get a figure four, attempt at a Canadian Maple Leaf. But in the end, simply Johnny Devine does the distraction. Jarrett is able to hit the stroke. 1, 2, 3, and Jeff Jarrett gets the big win just a few days before their 6-man tag at Great American Bash. Like I said, this gets an 81. Jarrett gets an 89 because he's still great, even though he's sort of stuck in the mid-card at the moment. And Lance Storm gets a 78. And just so I don't forget to actually book it, let's actually book that 6-man tag as well. So, Jeff Jarrett, simply Johnny Devine, and Tank Tolan versus Lance Storm, Chris Harris, and James Storm. And then post-match, Storm is down. Jarrett gets lit a guitar. He goes for the guitar shot, but Lance ducks under it, drops Jarrett with a super kick, then slides out of the ring to the cheers of the crowd as that gets a 71. Fun stuff. Just a little bit of building up heat for the match. And then Borash actually catches up to the Nest as they're leaving the arena, and he basically asks, what their response to what went down tonight and how they feel having the showdown. And Raven basically exchanges a glance with Morgan. And, they're responding amused at the question. And Morgan steps forward and says, oh, Jeremy, do you really think that pathetical little measure of revenge means anything? Let me tell you something. Ric Flair, Lashley, Cesaro, ODB, they're clinging to the last remnants of the past that's long faded into irrelevance. If Flair's standards have been dropped so low that he's aligned with someone like ODB, it shows how desperate he's become. But it won't matter. Lashley, Claudio, Flair, they can fight all we want. We are the Nest. We are destruction incarnate. We don't just beat people down. We crush their very souls and change their being. ODB may think she's tough, but she's nothing more than a pawn, and Flair's sad little game is irrelevant in a world that's passed him by. Lashley and Claudio are just disposable weapons for a man who lost his edge years ago. And then Edge says, you see, Barash, what we did to them tonight, what we did to their pride, it's just a taste of what's to come. Flair can gather all the relics he wants, surround himself all the muscle in the world and won't change a thing. His time is over. Lashley, Cesaro, ODB, he's using them. They're toys he can throw away when he's been playing with them. But the truth is, it doesn't matter who stands across from us, because destruction is inevitable. This 8-person tag team match is not about revenge. It's not about some old man trying to prove he still belongs in the ring. It's about one thing, dominance. We dominate everything we touch. We do nothing but chaos and wake, and this time it'll be no different. Ric Flair, you've fallen so far. I'm amazed you have the nerve to call yourself the Ninkyo boy. You once claimed to be the greatest of all time, now hiding between two fools and a woman who's barely fit to carry your bags. You lost the spark, Flair. You're no longer the dirtiest player in the game. You're just an old man trying out to last shred of relevance. So we bring the darkness. We bring the dominance. We bring the deviance. We'll tear down what you've built, Flair. Lashley will be broken. Claudia will crumble. As for you, Flair, you'll be left in the dirt, staring up the sky, wondering where it all went wrong. It went wrong when you stepped in our domain, and nobody can stop what's coming. Absolutely nobody. So come, Flair, bring your pawns, bring your illusion of grandeur. It won't matter in the end. You can't stop the storm. Nobody can stop the storm. Quoth the Raven. Nevermore. So there you go. One last promo before the 8-person tag, at Great American Bash, as Skizzy 74. Rated Morrigan, which is why I was battered. But hey, she eventually has to speak, right? And then we got our very interesting final promo, which gets a 93, which is actually a lot better than I expected here. Sort of saves the show. The main event will still be good. But anyway, what it is basically, Kaz as in the ring with Stacy Keibler, as, Stacy says, Kaz, you need to learn carefully. I'm not going to let you ruin everything we've built. You're not some wrestler making your name for yourself. You're a Ninkyo's chosen warrior. They picked you. They invested in you because you saw greatness in you, and everything you've done to get this point is because of them. And then AJ Styles comes out, and he strides out into the ring. He says, Kaz, man, listen to me. You don't need her. You need Ninkyo. Look at the legends who have come before you, the greatest wrestlers who changed the world. Guys like Misawa, Kabashi, Liger, Muda. They did it on their own. No back from a shady group or power-hungry manager. They became icons what they did because of their own talent, their own honor. Now it's your turn, Kaz. You had all the talent in the world. You're one of the best in the business, no doubt about it. If you want to prove that, you got to do it without Ninkyo, without Stacy. The pay-per-view is your chance now to show the world who Kaz really is. And then, Kenzo and Yang are positioned on the apron, ready to basically strike. But Kaz holds up his hands, ready to signal him to stay back. And then, Kaz turns to Stacy and says, honor is important. But. And then, before anybody can react, Kaz swings his leg and kicks AJ Styles square in the damn head, knocking him to the mat in an instant. And Stacy laughs and begins a cackle, and then takes back and says, did you really think Kaz was going to betray us, AJ? You really thought he cared about the honor and your great record legends? Let me translate for Kaz as he beats you down. He isn't here to play your little samurai movie. Kaz he's here to win by any means necessary. Kaz is going to take that world title from AJ in honor. That only matters in Japan. Everywhere else, Ninkyo means dominance. Dominance and destruction. And after Dragon Bash, Kaz will be your next world champion. 93, and a fun little one-night angle. Or really 2-week angle, because I've had AJ basically playing, trying to play to him, try to play to his honor and everything. But this is a nice little way to determine, yes, Kaz is a heel, he's not turning babyface, and there we go. Then we got a Revolution recap featuring all the wackiness that happened on the outside. 67. Then our main event, which goes 90. This is the sort of match you'd expect it was. Things break down, 15 minutes, Wright, Bray, Anderson, Truth all hit their big spots. But in the end, things break down. It's a mess. Truth hitting, the sort of the lie detector for near fall. Alex Wright comes in. That brings Anderson comes in. Things brawl to the outside. Nobody really gains an advantage as Andrews put over, both these two big matches at the pay-per-view as the ref counts a 10 and makes it a double count out. This gets a 90. Wright gets a 92. Wright gets an 83. Truth gets an 86. Anderson gets an 80. And post-match, the fight continues as the announcers, put over the pay-per-view. These big matches, Kaz, AJ Styles for the World Championship, the tag titles are on the line between Southern Syndicate and Rey Mysterio's race, and Matt Sydal, and more, all at Great American Bash. 99, good way to end the show. And then, 91. So, good way to end things. Solid stuff. I did really like the show, the sort of the Kaz, AJ Styles little mini angles for the night, and the main event did what it was supposed to do, mostly just was a pay-per-view preview. I think I got everything hyped up as far as pay-per-view matches go mostly. There's some stuff that's left a little bit off, off the, I'm not offhand, but a little behind, but you can't really book everything as a main event. But as we're waiting here, come on. Waiting as we look at this guy, Spellbinder. He was a Memphis guy, I think, mostly. Anyway, okay. Meanwhile, Brother Ray, this is your at this. Okay, Raw had We had Vesper defeating Adam Jacobs, sure. Mulholland Lane Joel Skura defeating Chantel Fierce and Beth Phoenix. I mean, actually a pretty solid match, mostly because of Beth Phoenix. CM Punk defeated Sandman. I mean, that's interesting. Maven, Shawn Michaels, and JBL defeated Skyfall, K. Lion, and TNA in 93, but he's defeated Imperial by a countout. And the main event, Chris Jericho and Edge defeated Big Show and Christian by DQ. Okay. Fun stuff. But yeah, as a little reminder, here's our main pay-per-view lineup. We got AJ Styles versus Cass with the WWE World Title on the line. We have Alex Wright versus Ken Anderson. Of course, after they, basically eliminate each other at the Battle Royal, the women's title is on the line between All That Ellis Alexander and Penny Grable. Brother Ray versus The Truth. Eddy Guerrero versus Bill Goldberg. Jimmy Ray versus Cassidy Riley for the Cruiserweight Championship. Ray and Sydal versus the Southern Syndicate for the tag titles. Chosen Few versus Lance Storm and America's Most Wanted in a 6-man tag. The Nest versus ODB, Flair, and Evolution. And of course, Basic and Mayhem versus Sky and Cartier for the tag titles. Fun stuff, and yeah, that's it. Let me see here. I'll be back in just a moment with Revolution. Alright, and it's time for Revolution live from the Gateway Arena in beautiful Sioux Falls. In Sioux Falls, Iowa. As we move on to our opening match as the announcers go over Kanyon and Palumbo for tonight. As we got Jake Evans and Paul London take on the 1%ers of Your Friends and Mine, the Thrillers, back and forth match. Of course, London Evans is London Thrillers us, doing their flying around, fighting back, being, top level, guys. 1%ers do their brawling and, chicanery to stay in charge. Eventually, we get a little bit of a distraction from Raven Rain, and that allows Dice to hit a big power move on Paul London, and the Raven Rain holds down the legs to get the pinfall win here. As this gets a 78, London gets a 79, Evans gets a 77, Havoc gets a 64, Dice gets a 65, and then post-match, as Dice and Havoc are on the outside, Levin ends hit a big plancha on Dice and Havoc and Raven Rain to a pop, as this gets a 67. Fun stuff as we move forward here on Revolution. Then backstage, we got Amy Weber backstage with Trevor Slater, who basically, Amy Weber basically says, people are saying, Ray Leppan is the favorite here tonight going into your US title match. And Trevor Slater says, a lot of people are giving me a chance tonight. They say, you got lucky in that wild card 8-man tag. You got lucky in that fatal 4-way. And now Ray Leppan is going to show why he's the US champ. And you've been just walking around here like some redneck goof. But here's the thing. Nobody said I was supposed to win that wild card 8-man tag. Nobody said I was going to win that before. I was there to make up the numbers every time. And every time I walked out of there as the winner. So, Ray Leppan, you think because you're some international superstar that you're better than me. You think because you're the US champion you're better than me. Well, I'm going to walk in that ring and kick your ass because I'm Trevor Damn Slater. Tonight I'm going to become the US champ. So 60, decent little promo from Slater setting up the match later on tonight. And we move forward backstage with Tay Long based from Random the Heels. Not getting involved in the main event tonight, or there will be consequences. They do their, grumbling about that, as this gets a 71. And then we have Blonde Ambition of Angel Fox and Nanny Hart basically getting a squash win over some Dev Talent and Madison Eagles and Madison Sinclair. This gets a 67. Pretty straightforward match here. Angel Fox gets a 72. Nanny Hart gets a 46. Madison Sinclair gets a 43. Madison Eagles gets a 39. Nothing too fancy here, just a quick squash win for one of our babyface women's tag teams, and post-match they celebrate to a 58. Fun stuff. Then we have another Age of Enlightenment promo, basically saying the Age of Enlightenment will begin soon. More, funny, New Age stuff, and him, saying, the Age of Enlightenment will be coming, and everyone in WWE will come along with me to the Age of Enlightenment that will be beginning soon, or else. 87, really good promo. Again, Sharp, I just need to find the right feud for him because he's really good on promos and he's in the ring. I just need to find the right thing for him in order to get into sort of a main event position, because he could totally do that in the second half of the year if he gets some lucky draws and I figure out the right thing to do with him, honestly. But yeah, nothing too fancy here, just new build up promo until he comes back probably after the pay-per-view. Then we get a backstage promo with Chuck Palumbo, and he says, This, you see me? I don't have the third beside me. This is just me. This is message for Kanyon. Kanyon, you should have walked away. We took you out. And you could have stayed there, back home, cashing those nice, fat WCW checks from FuseNet and just stayed away. Or you could have convinced old Tay Long to trade you over to Nitro. But you didn't. You had to get back involved in thriller business. And you don't realize this is our turf. This is our show. And you had one chance to walk away. But you keep getting involved in our damn business. So here's what's going to happen today. You see, I don't need help from Sean. I don't need help from Mark. I don't need help from Raven. I don't need help from the 1% boys. I just need in that ring and kick your ass from pillar to post and remind everybody why I'm a former world champion. Because you want to know who's better than Kanyon? I am. And tonight, I'm going to prove it right in that damn ring. 88, good, like, sort of more serious promo, setting things up for later tonight. And then we cut backstage where Shelton Benjamin goes into, like, the locker room of Van Dam Payman, and he basically is like, what the hell are you saying? You know, saying that I'm trying to just latch on the Booker. He was mentoring me, and he's helped me come up in this business since I showed up at WCW. He's mentored me. We've won titles together. And yeah, we're not a tag team now permanently, but he's still by my side. I'm still by him. And Paulman's like, you know, and it's still like, look, I didn't say you were doing it. I said it seemed like you were doing it. And look, if you're not doing it, fine. But I'm just saying what people might be saying backstage when they see somebody like you attached to a veteran like Booker trying to take advantage of him. And Shelton like screams, like, you know something? What I got taking advantage? You're second on a guy with actual talent here in Van Dam when you're just a failed promoter, a failed nothing who should be tossed out of this backstage area. Helms sort of chuckles and Van Dam's like, look, man, Paul's helped me in this business just like Booker's helped me in this business. The difference is, man, I was a champ and you're still rising up. So, you know, just move along and let me and Paul do what I need to do. And Benjamin's, you know something? No. Rob, I want you in that ring next week. So I want to kick your ass and show everybody I'm my own man. I can do things on my own way. And Paul's like, you want to face Rob Van Dam, Mr. Wednesday Night, Mr. Pay-Per-View, the number one star in this business? You want to step up to him and give it a shot? And Children's like, yes, I do. And Rob sort of looks over at Paul and is like, hey, you know, I got nothing going on, so you want to get your ass kicked? That's fine. And have Paul Killer's stare down. And there we go. Set up for next week. Rob Van Dam versus Shelton Benjamin. Now, Trevor Slater versus Ray Leppan. And this is... Whoa. Okay. I keep on forgetting Ray Leppan is actually really, really good. Yeah, in this business... In this version of reality, the future Adam Rose is actually like a top-tier worker, I guess. Jesus Christ, he's a lot better than I thought. So yeah. Trevor Slater looks strong here, but in the end, Ray Leppan is Ray Leppan. He is a US champion. He wins basically cleanly. And gets the pinfall win here. This gets an 87, like I said. Leppan gets an 88. Slater gets a 53. And post-match, he takes the mic and says, it's so sad, I know. Everyone here was hoping for that miracle. For that moment of for that great moment you could tell people you were there the day that Trevor Slater upset Ray Leppan and became US champion. It was not to be because those are stories. This is professional wrestling where the strong survive. And Trevor Slater, as Slater likes to without a ring, you just weren't good enough. And now, your brush with greatness is over. 71, like not a long promo, just a short little promo here, as we move forward here on Revolution. Then we have Kanyon backstage, and he says, every damn day for weeks, I had to wake up, go to rehab, and figure out how to get back in this ring. And every damn Wednesday night, I had to turn on TV and see you smirking assholes talking about how you ran this show, how great you were, and how much you ran this. And I did see guys like Glendon, Evans, and Angle fight when I couldn't. But you want to know something? Hell, I'll remind people of something. Chuck, we've been in that ring across from each other one-on-one 4 times. 2 times in a row, I beat your ass. Boom, cannon cutter. 1, 2, 3. One time we got a DQ because your boys got involved when it looks like I was about to kick your ass again. And the final time, well, we all know how that worked out. When you tried to take me out. When you tried to take me out of this business for sure. So here's something, Chuck. When you get in that ring, remember this. You're not facing just one man. You're facing a man who's waiting for months to get you in that ring. And to prove one thing for once and for all. Nobody's better than Kanyon. 100, good promo. Hey, it's Kanyon. He's really good. Honestly, he's actually, I think, getting time to climb in the ring. But, yeah, he's still, a top guy here. And then we have Sonny Siaki basically doing a very Sonny Siaki promo. And I put him in a bad spot right after Kanyon because Sonny Siaki is still a TV champion. A lot of people have been saying that Sonny Siaki has been left behind. That Sonny Siaki needs to look around and face new competition. And Sonny Siaki has this to say. Sonny Siaki has this belt for a reason because Sonny Siaki is the fastest rising star in WWE today. So if anybody wants to take on Sonny Siaki, we're happy to slap him down and show why he is a television champion, why Sonny Siaki is a television champion, and nobody else is that damn good. I mean, straightforward cocky heel promo, nothing special here. 59, let's move forward. And then we have our 6-man tag, as we have Trevor Guerrero teaming with the Hardy Boys, taking on Aries, Kidman, and Helms. And wow. Okay, at this point, probably our main event is going to be the third best match on the show. I mean, because I just have a bad feeling, because I just know how it goes. But yeah, to be fair here, this is a very mid-2000s great match. The Hardys were kind of, party. Jeff was, at his sort of, in-ring peak. Matt's really good. Chavo's really good at this point. Aries, of course, is rising up. Kidman and Helms are, of course, a lot better in this version of reality. And just a really fun match here. Everybody's hitting their spots. Jeff and Matt look strong. Kidman and Helms, super kicks. Attempted kid crushers. Aries being a cocky heel bastard. Chavo, fighting babyface. And the finish here is Austin. Austin slips in, goes low, hits the modified Rainbuster on Chavo. Helms goes for the pinfall. Hardy flies off the top with a Swanton bomb that allows Chavo to roll Helms up. 1, 2, 3. A big victory for Chavo over Helms. And here on Revolution, as this gets an 88, Jeff gets a 94, Matt gets an 82, Chavo gets a 69, Helms gets an 89, Kidman gets a 91, Aries gets a 60. Good stuff. Everybody's really good here. And post-match, the face to celebrate to a 76 as they've got a meta revenge over their enemies here on Revolution. Then we get a little hype promo. Hey, there's a pay-per-view on Sunday. AJ Styles is fighting Cass. 70. Then we got Teddy Long and Babyfaces not to get involved. Again, they grumble. 69. Moving forward. Then we got a fun little finishing thing, backstage promo as Gail Kim is surrounded by Arabian Disunion, and Nikita Colt basically says, don't worry, we're not here to kick your ass even though we could. You see, Fraulein, I'm sure you're feeling really great about yourself. The fact that you got lucky in that ring and beat me last week on Revolution and then in that 6-woman time. I bet you think you're back at the top and all your problems are over. Is that right? And Kim sort of took this. I'm feeling better. I can't deny that. But it's interesting, Nikita. The last couple of years, our paths really haven't crossed it. We've been doing our own thing on our own paths, haven't we? Hell, even that 4-way at Starrcade with Joni and Trisha, we were both focused on the title, not each other. So, I got that much closer to remind everybody why I'm the head in charge of that division. And hey, if you want to get in ring with me, I'll make you eat defeat, Nikita. And Nikita Checklin says, that's amusing. But you see, Fraulein, I am the epitome of excellence in this division, and I will show that to you when I get in that ring one-on-one. So enjoy your little victory, enjoy your little dose of serotonin, but it's all going to come to a cold ending when I get you to the ring and take you apart bit by bit and remind you why I ran this division for so long. You called yourself the head bitch in charge of this division. Well, I just ran this division. Stare down, and there we go. 82, fun stuff. Building to a future match, I guess. Then we get an actual recap featuring Kaz, basically kicking AJ Styles in the head to 74. Then we have our main event. Yeah, okay. Let me just see something here. It's hilarious that this match is our third best. Psychology, declining physical ability. Okay, so I didn't call it in the ring, which is interesting. I guess, like, I mean, I guess it's fair that, well, I guess Who Do You Trust low key all heard it a little bit. I mean, they both did a good job of slowing. I mean, I need to double check Kanyon's, like, psychology after this, because I thought he had high enough psychology to pull this off. Anyway, back and forth matches you expect, Kanyon, Palumbo, things slow down, building the heat between both men. And, just when it looks like near the end, we get a ref pump, because of course we do. Palumbo takes advantage, goes to a full throttle. Kanyon turns that into a big cannon cutter to a huge pop. But as he's, basically turning Palumbo over for the pinfall, somebody jumps from the crowd, pulls him out, turns around, hits him with a big punch. Then he pulls his hood down and reveals it's Don Fry. Just go crazy, putting over he has been seen since October, since he got injured. You basically put over, he was involved in a, feud with Kanyon back then, but how, what could he be after now? He rolled back in. Kanyon, Palumbo picks him up. Boom, full throttle. 1, 2, 3. 85. Kanyon gets a 93. Palumbo gets an 87. And then post-match, Don Fry continues to beat down to a 72. And overall, the show itself gets us a 90. Okay, so really good show. Ironically, like I said, this was our third match, but, like, this is a banger of a show. Like, especially, like, this middle portion, we have, like, Sharp, Palumbo, Shelton Aries, the US title match, the Kanyon promo, and then, like, yeah. It's funny that, like, I had that great a show on a show that didn't have Angle on it, didn't have RVD on it actually wrestling, didn't have AJ doing anything because he's the world champion, didn't have, what else wasn't on here there? Angle, yeah, I mean, Angle's, I guess, really only the top guy who wasn't wrestling. Let's see here. Survey says, as this loads up, hey, it's Roxy. She's a girl. She's not very good. I mean, she's actually fine, but yeah, not that great. News-wise, okay. Yeah, Matt Morgan's injured. That I don't care. He's on... Yeah, let me look at Kenyon's psych. Maybe it's not as good as I thought. Oh, okay. Okay, I guess that makes sense. You probably need an 85 for a top-tier Titanic fit like this. Okay. Because, like, I know Chuck's, like, nowhere good as... Yeah, okay. Yeah. So, yeah, Poland has big moral issues because I had him do a job, but we'll get back to that later. Anyway, so that's where we are. Do a quick storyline check-in. So, our Nitro Against the Darkness is at a 68, Captivating Nitro's at a 65, Kaz vs. AJ is at a 78, Lack of Respect's at a 77, Missing Mavericks at a 75, Never Noble's at a 74, One Spot Two Men's at a 91, Respecting His Beard Earn is at a 93, The New Chosen is at a 78, Expanding Horizons is at a 73, Legendary's at an 85, No Mentor News is at a 72, Old Enemies and Friends is at an 86, Thrilling Angles at a 75, TV Titles Funds is at a 64, Walking in Wars at a 79, and Kanyon, and I guess now Don Fry Kanyon is at a 82. Is this a way to move Kanyon away from the throwers route for a little bit? Maybe. But yeah, okay. Sorry, having a brain fart here. Okay, that. Okay, yeah. So, moving on to check out what's going on in the rest of the wrestling world, we have SmackDown. So we had Benoit and Lesnar fighting. So we had the debut of Shannon Ballard and Adam Ortiz, were just signed by the WWE recently. I think Ballard was previously, he was previously working on the Indies. He's not that great, so I don't know why they signed him. And Adam Ortiz, of course, is a regen, who we had in our dev fed. We decided to let go, and he's actually become pretty decent. I mean, he's not terrible. He's also with Cindy Rogers. Yay for him, I guess. So yeah, they had an, I guess, open challenge match, and they did not great. Spike Bedley defeating Danger Dragon. Okay, that's fine. We had Billy Gunn, Devin Du Bois, and Scott Steiner defeating Mark Henry and the Simone Gangster Party. Sure. Undertaker killing Cody Hawk. See, this is where the game is unfair, because squashes should not be getting 90s. Regal defeated Justice in a cage match, so that's when Regal defeating Abyss in a cage match. Sure. Benoit defeating Rikishi in a random 98. Again, sure. And then Lesnar and Farouk defeating All Money, Aaron Cartwright, and Gladiator So in his like basically second match, Easy Money, aka formerly Jason Jett, is in main events. I mean, he's also getting 69, so that's not great, but it is what it is. Fun stuff. If we look at our Dev Fed, TV, Brett Major and Bryan Danielson defeating the Mighty O'Neill in a non-title match, I'm guessing. Yeah, I mean, Danielson's almost there. Austin Creed defeated Matt Morgan. And of our regens, let's see, Kurt Stallings getting there. Lance White's Perkins is and so is Cody Jones. And then, yeah, that's about it. Then for our weekly house show, again, Kurt Stallings almost there. Austin Creed's almost there. Yeah. Hot Stuff Fernandez is fine, but still needs to be rebuilt. And if we look at American Wrestling Queens, weekly show, Josie defeated Ashley Lane. Nat Blanchard, Mason Kong, and Michelle School to Tricia Mazier's President Caller Chambers. Again, some women are getting closer. Madison Clare defeated Tracy Taylor. So Madison's kind of ready, but like the problem is like she's not like actually good. She's just like the most mid wrestler of all time, honestly. To use the parlance of our times. Then Melissa Osaka won a random 72 because of course she did. If we look at HWA, The Miz is still there. He's doing fine. He's The Miz. Alex Shelley's still your HWA TV champion. Sure. I forget, is he actually signed to WWE? Or is he, like, yeah, no, he's just an indie guy at this point, which, honestly, Then OVW, let's see here. They had a big show. Let's see here. Trent Baker versus John Morrison. Lizzie Borden versus Miss Natural. Joyride and Ryan Fox. Daniel Pewter versus Trailer Park Trash. Drew Onyx versus Daniel Rodimer. That's currently, I think, on Trailer, been jailed for like being part of a murder plot. Daniel Rodimer, after being a like candidate for Congress in Nevada. BJ Whitmer, all sorts of fun people. And then if we look around the wrestling world, let's see here. If we go back to last. Okay, so if we go to... Okay, Revolution. All Japan had a big show, which I showed you. Let's see here. AAA had Triple Mania. They had 32,000 people. Of course they did. And we had some big matches. Okay, so going from the bottom here. Let's see here. Antonio Cortez in winning combination defeated Valente Fuentes and Urban Gladiators. So I believe, okay, Valente is a real... Is he a regen or is he a real guy? Okay, no, he's a real guy. But Antonio Cortez is a regen, and he's getting pretty good. Phantasma defeated Billy Boy in a 79. I'll Connect and Lighter and Corteo Carreta defeated Volador Jr., Conan and Sabu. So, yeah, Volador Jr., the future, oh god. Who's he in real life? I'm blanking. Oh god, who is Volador Jr. in real life? I'm totally blanking on who that is. Oh no, he just got unmasked. Okay, yeah. Right. He didn't come to WWE or AEW. He just got unmasked. Okay, so yeah, I mean, he's getting decently pushed. Felino and Angel Azteca defeated Ozoro and Black Tiger 2. Vampire Warrior, Charles Manson defeated La Parka 2 and Omega Squad, who is, yeah, Mascara, Discard 2, and Psychosis 2. So, fun match. Vampire Warriors are getting 58s, of course he is. Super Callow defeated Scorpio Jr. and a 75. Hector Garza defeated Cybernetico in a freaking 91. Brute Force defeated Hawaiian Psychosis, that's Curvo and Oz. Fun stuff. And in the main event, Blue Demon Jr. defeated Pikudo to retain the title. So there we go, that's AAA. Iron had a big show. Frankie Zern versus Spicy Smith was your main event. Super Dragon wrestled, so did Burton Albright, so did Michael Modest. Chick Fight, Super Gals is still doing matches. Again, sort of a real lack of a women's scene with us and Impact and everybody else existing. APW had a big show. Scott Lost versus Mike Anderson. No PWG in this version reality. Ring of Violence, Mike Quackenbush versus Derek Fraser, Alex Shelley versus Quiet Storm for the ROH title. Again, this is what the indie team looks like when a second Fed and wrestlers like Samoa Joe are getting jobs in Japan. Amazing Red versus Jay Lethal versus Dixie and Z-Bar. Ace Starling versus John Walters. Fun stuff. JSQ, Brian Wallace and Petey Williams. Interesting. Yeah. Renee Dupre is around. Is he actually good? No. Okay. I mean, I thought so, but I was just interested. New Japan had Best of Super Juniors. So, main event was Chusu defeating Sasaki and Chono defeating Hase. But for the actual tournament, we had... Oh, and Tanahashi also defeats Suzuki in a random mid-card match. Again, Tanahashi should have the title, but I don't know if the game is actually ever going to give it to him, which is kind of annoying. But anyway, so... Suzuki... Hold on. I need to figure out... Okay, so... The actual tournament was Blitzkrieg versus defeating Chris Hero. Liger defeating Nigel McGuinness in a random 95, because again, this is the world where Nigel McGuinness has become a god over in Japan. Daijiro Mazudi defeated Super Dominican, because again, this is a world where random, I think, DDT guys, I think is who he is. Oh, no, he's just a random MMA guy who found a New Japan job, okay? Matsuri Kihira defeating Alan Funk. And then in the semifinals, Matsui defeated Blitzkrieg in 74. Liger defeated Kakura, and Liger won the Best of the Super Juniors title. Impact had Victory Road, and the gang did what they should have done and booked Hogan, Paul Levesque, but Hogan actually got the win. That is sure something. 55, Todd Sexton and Jason Vex, aka the, I guess, NWA Wildside team of Doom, defeated Bagwell and the debuting Funaki. Marcus Meltech is still your Impact X title, defeating Alex Shelley. The Dancing Fools retain the tag titles over the leaving David Flair. Kozina, Ortiz, and Perry Saturn defeated Al Snow, El Cador, and Mike Sampson. Sophie Lopez and Fabi Fepe defeated Trinity and CJ Ling by DQ. Cindy Rogers defeated Trinity McRae, aka the future Naomi, I think. Trinity defeats Candice Michelle, and some pre-show matches. Not a bad show from them. And that's that. Yeah, that's it. So, pretty solid show. Like I said, we got the pay-per-view coming up next. So that'll be next up, which will be Great American Bash. It'll be Bash at the Beach. Then it'll be Mayhem. Then it'll be SummerSlam. Then it'll be on TEW 9 eventually. But that's for now. If you enjoyed this, go leave a like. Comment below what you're liking and not liking. Support our channel for plenty of TEW 2020 content. TEW 9's like sort of on hold, not because I dislike the game or anything, just because like I sort of like hit a dead spot as far as like time. But I'll get back on it, I'm sure. But that's for now. Talk to you later, and adios. Have a good one.